Hello everybody, this is FuseStopper and welcome back to more Shovel Knight King of Cards. And this time I think we're going to go down here to the Eerie Manor and see what's going on in this place. Not gonna lie, I thought this was going to be a card house, not an actual level. Oh well. Well, I'm not that sad, because you know what? I think the card mechanic's pretty cool, but compared to the actual levels in this campaign, I really do not like the card mechanic. Like, it's okay, it's an interesting enough mechanic, but it just... I guess it's really early on to be saying how much I hate this game's main mechanic. But it kind of is the case. Like, it's not a case that's bad, it's just, it could have been better. Okay, but let's actually talk about this ghost house where they got these moving chandelier ghost destroying balls, or whatever they were called in the other campaign. I honestly cannot remember. Actually, I don't even know if they had a name. Oh well, their name will be shiny ghost destroying balls. And it is Pridemore Keep. If so, it's even more shamefully squalid than I imagined. Well, I don't think King Knight's got the right place in mind here. Yeah, similar. Kind of the one thing that sucked about Spectre Knight is it was missing a ghost house. Well, King Knight brings that back and brings in the ghost house. I mean, not much else to say there. There's just a ghost house in this campaign. With, honestly, a very interesting boss that's not just Shovel Knight rehashed like everything in Plague Knight. Like, I actually feel like this... Well, I won't say it's that much of a challenge. It's still a simple Shovel Knight boss. But it's a nice, interesting take on the ghost fight in Shovel Knight. How you have to kind of predict where the ghosts are. He has different moving patterns. You can't just spam one item at any point in the level and get them. I don't know. I think it's interesting. Still not that difficult, though. Well, I say that as I can't hit them. There we go. Yeah, and the ghost house is complete. Not too hard. Nice short and sweet level, just like the rest of King Knight. And that gives us access to... Well, two things. We're going to tackle the secret treasure first. We'll go after that guy in a bit. Whatever royal lies here must have loved using decrees. Powerful stuff, but they only last for one use. Why hoard them? You'll just end up like whoever left these chests here, eh? I don't think I ever called him by name, but what he meant by decrees, and I think he was talking about, basically the cheats you can get. Never mind, this is different. Basically, they're cheats, but for the levels. Like, this decree will give me max health and max magic for, like, 25 seconds, I think it is. Just basically potions, but they're decrees and not potions. Nice, short, and easy. You really should not skip it if you beat the ghost house. Now let's go tackle this familiar face. Hark! My trap has ensnared another wraith. Your kind grows bolder by the day. No! Wait! I'm alive, and I'm no wraith! The scent of dark magic swirls around you like an aura of death. I've made no mistake. Perhaps it's my lucky Joustus deck. Its previous owner did bear a striking resemblance to the Grim Reaper. But truly, how could you smell it over your own pestilent pong? You're the one who seems to reek of ghost. Lies! Insolence! My patience ends here, ghost. Prepare to be banished. And he seems to think we're a ghost because of a deck of cards. That's just King Knight's luck, isn't it? But, similar to every other boss fight in this campaign, he's not that difficult. He plays almost exactly the same, just there's a different battlefield this time that I think favors him a little bit more. It actually gives us a chance to use King Knight's movement options. Honestly, one thing people seem to neglect in boss fights is they always talk about, like, oh, well, this boss fight uses these moves that kind of encourages you to use your own techniques. Like, oh, use this technique to dodge this move. Oh, attack him with this technique. But they neglect to mention the maps. This map would not work if you were playing Shovel Knight, for example. Like, people would say this is a BS boss fight because you just keep on going up and down, but with King Knight here, you bash on the walls to get up those ledges. Like, the stage itself was made for King Knight. Maybe not necessarily the boss, but the stage makes it different. And no parting words. Kind of a sore loser there. But easy enough fight. I'm sure we'll see him again. And you know what? That honestly didn't take that long. Because with that, we got most of the world done. So I say, let's go after Pridemore Keep. And with a Mario World reference, we break down the door to the castle. Gold and glory. Now let's take this castle. I mean, come on. It's our castle now. We're King Knight after all. Yeah, it's a little weird playing... I never really mentioned this in the other campaigns, but it's always so weird, like, the reasonings why... Uh-oh. Well, I kind of deserve that for not focusing. But I was gonna say, it's always weird, the reasonings as to why the characters don't actually have their, like, base, like... Oh, well, Plague Knight, Shovel Knight's invading, and then... But why is all his enemies attacking him? And then Inspector Knight's like, oh, well, that Ghost Knight, I can't remember his name for the life of me. The lightning guy we just fought. Oh, he came in, he's causing havoc. But, like, why are the zombies then attacking Inspector Knight? But then you get to this and it makes sense. He's not the king of the castle. He's literally just a random intruder who, although he claims to be a king, and he will eventually, he's not really a king at all. He's just a random commoner. So maybe... that actually makes sense as to why King Knight actually... I cannot speak. That makes sense as to why King Knight actually is getting attacked by his own enemies, because they're not his. He doesn't own the castle yet. Or at least my best interpretation. Not like it matters, though. I mean, it's just a silly campaign. You don't play Shovel Knight to look super seriously into it. And that's why I kind of regret the point I made in Spectre Knight that's like too dark, because like, you're not playing Shovel Knight for the story. You're playing it just to have a fun time. And Spectre Knight controls nice. I just have a bias towards King Knight, because he's amazing, and he controls the best. Probably bias speaking, but oh well. I'll get into my thoughts about this campaign later on. Right here, we got a new enemy who doesn't just die with a shoulder bash. We have to continuously bash him till he either dies, or alternatively, you can push him off. You just don't get gems that way. Is this our first checkpoint? Because I feel like we've gone further in this level. Like, we need more checkpoints. Or a checkpoint already. Bouncing off the rats up there, give us treasure. Never go wrong with it. I mean, come on, man. That's just free treasure. Oh. Oh, there they are. I was gonna say, I think we needed the rats, but no, they're there. And there's more anyways. We got backup rats. The one thing I don't agree with, though, is why are the rats? Like, it's been shown that, like, King Knight has the rats as his loyal subjects. He literally uses them as kamikaze bombs. So, why the hell are rats attacking him now? I already said, oh, it's just a stupid story. It doesn't need to be taken seriously, but that just bothers me. I'm like, the rats are his best friends, yet he's killing rats. And we got another decree. This one will summon a friendly Griffith to attack. You can only have 2 decrees at a time. And frankly, although that attack one sounds cool, I'm always a guy who'd rather just have heals than attacks. Now, this boss, it's like one of the few enemies you can't really pogo off of because, you know, I couldn't get behind him to do a little pogo animation. And you can't pogo right off his head, so that kind of sucks. Oh well, we're done that. Ah, a visitor. Wonderful. I trust you know me as King Pridemore, and now I'm a Joustus judge as well. I'm King Knight, After I've won the Joustus crown, you'll be visiting my castle instead. It's good to see passion these days, but ruling requires patience, wisdom, and strategy, just like Joustus. Yawn. That sounds plodding, boring, and feeble. Forget cards. I need only to defeat you, so ready yourself. But, oh, I see. The rules only say defeat the Joustus judges, not actually having to play cards. Clever. The letter of the law, if not the spirit. Well then, I'll have you know, I was quite the warrior in my youth. If you're such a king, King Knight, then let's see your tactics. Ready yourself, boy. And behind the scenes, we never realized that King Pridemore is a freaking Reinhardt main. Okay, no. King Pridemore is a tank who the only way to attack him, I mean, at least to my knowledge, is direct attack to his head. I mean, duh, he's got all this armor. You can't really hit him anywhere else. Just keep your distance, hop on his head when you see the chance, and don't stick there too long, because it leaves you very open to attack. But also remember not to have your health get too low, and if you need to, use the... What's it called? The crying taunt, I'll just call it. You know the one I'm talking about, if you have it. If you didn't get it, oh well, sucks. Just be smart. He's the first major boss. He's not supposed to be anything super tough. Gracious, what fun! I've not seen a strategy that brash in ages. I've been defeated, yet 2 jousted judges remain. Perhaps I can aid you on your quest, for I know your next opponent quite well. Come plume in, Becky. And so, the good King Pridemore shared his kingly wisdom and his knowledge of the Troupple King. King Knight nodded along, vacantly. My days, King Pridemore stands among us. All of you, kneel in the presence of our king. No formalities are needed among friends. I've just met King Knight and glimpsed his strategic brilliance. King Knight, champion of a monarch! Huzzah! Unfurl the banner! King Knight, I'm impressed. You've bested the undefeated King Pridemore at Joustus. Well done. Oh, yes. Pridemore succumbed easily to my Joustus genius. Now, shall we send him on his way? Don't fret over me. I'm quite invigorated. In fact, now that I'm here, I could just stay. King Pridemore, it would be our distinct honor to have you as our guest. Well then, it's a royal flight, full steam ahead to the Troupple Grotto. I still remember the secret path to the reclusive Troupple King after all these years. And we got a new passenger, although reluctantly. And we can turn in merit medals for a song. I do not care, I just wanted the gold, so let's continue on. This strong boiler is ideal as a smithing furnace. I thought it prudent to resume my old hobby. A wise king needs armor with gleam, my boy. Care to browse? And this is where you buy armor. So of course, what we're gonna do? Well, you got the lightweight plate. You could run. Pretty nice. You could damage enemies that haven't released vigor. Very useful if you want to use a lot of heirlooms. You could charge your bash. Up and down any direction. Pretty nice. You can survive pits, spikes, at the cost of some health, and you drop less gold when you die due to your rats. Or the armor we have to go to. The Replicant Cape. Display your decadence, useful only to impress. We're gonna look like a true king. Because we can't have a gold armor, we just have to have like a more deep gold armor. Well, let's continue up here and see if we got any upgrades. And we can get new upgrades, like a blast roll, impact sparks, and that one was old. I can't afford all those because I did decide to get this armor. Like, look at the little strut he does. Like, that's a kingly strut right there. This armor's worth it. But let's continue on, and our painting looks to be progressing well. Your portrait's nearing completion, my liege, but alas, I must purchase a special brush for fine details. I'll need 3,500 more gold. And we like 500 gold short. But maybe we could do that by the end of this episode, because before moving on, one thing I never mentioned is when you defeat someone, they'll actually come up here to play Joustus. This is not a blue napkin, this is my phantom shroud. You frustrate me, ghost. No matter, why not settle our petty differences with Joustus? And you could play Joustus with everyone you beat on the field. Now, is this necessarily... Oh, so that's the playable region. So, if you couldn't tell, kind of the main gimmick with this one is the playable region's really, really weird. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh. I don't know how I feel about this board. It honestly frightens me. Let's put that there. Cause I feel like yep, I knew it. I just had a goddamn feeling he was gonna do that shit. If I put that there, I think my cards should be safe. And I think we just won this, which wasn't that hard, honestly. Yep, we won. And because he played his special card, we can just take that from him right here and now. Thank you, Phantom Striker. And this will change, obviously. I'm not sure I'm going to handle those. Obviously, I'm going to do them. But I don't know if I'm going to do them right away as soon as I beat the person. Because, you know, as you notice, you got to wait for them to change. Fortress nearing completion. Let's actually paint them. By the time I've got this painting made, I'll be a ghost. Are you made of molasses or what? And he'll continue working on our painting. One thing I did not do for this episode, though, and I might as well get that out of the way now, we never got our little fairy companion. I miss him. And we're not going to wear the costume. But you know what? Although this episode, it doesn't feel like we did a lot. We got a lot out of this episode today. Let's head off to the world map and see what we have in turn for next episode. A brand new hub area. A perfect place for us to start next time. Well, I already fucked up this outro. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.